Okay, so this is your test review over sections 8.1 through 8.3. You have a test tomorrow. Your test is 25 questions. 5 of those questions are from chapter 7. Sort of kind of like a warm-up to that is what you see on your review sheets and what we'll see in the review PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint matches up to your review sheet. I don't have it numbered, so you might have to kind of scan real quick and find that problem. But it's in order. It's just not numbered specifically. All right, so test review. And let's check out the first slide. On the first slide, we're just basically filling in terms, okay? So product and quotient of powers. What would be number 1? What was number 1? Yeah, number 1 is product of powers, and number 2 was quotient of powers, okay? So if you left it blank, you need to mark -5, okay? If it's wrong, it's -2. It's -2 if it's wrong. All right, let's look at the next slide. You were supposed to write the product using exponents. One of the major mistakes that I saw on the quiz was using the dot between the terms. We would write 5 to the 4th, x to the 3rd, y squared. There are no dots showing multiplication. All right, so when you get your quiz back in a minute, if I have them circled in a -2, that's why, okay? There's no dots. All right, and then the next one, 1/4 to the 4th power, pi to the 4th power. Again, no dots. You're just writing them together. Okay, any questions on that slide? All right, so let's go to the next section. Evaluating expressions. Evaluating expressions. Is it these questions? Yes. Okay, so let's go one by one. 6 squared. What is 6 squared? It's 36. Okay? We have got to get to the point where we understand that those exponents, not necessarily, understand might be the wrong word. You guys are falling into the trap again. I saw it all over your quizzes yesterday. 6 times 2 is 12. I saw it all, at least 10 quizzes or more, where people forgot that. So just please do not forget, 6 squared is 36. Now let's look at the next one down, -3 squared. Something that is very important when there is a negative in the base is it in parentheses? Okay? No, it is not. And because it is not in parentheses, that means it's 3 squared, which is 9, and then it's negative. Your answer is -9. All right. Then in the top right, we have a negative base, but this time it is in parentheses. So this would be -5 times -5, which is +25. Do you see the difference? That's so important. Actually, you saw these negatives creep up a lot in this worksheet, where if you got that part wrong, then your answer was wrong. Okay? 2 to the 3rd power is 8, and 3 to the 3rd power is 27. 8 over 27. Mark it wrong if you got it wrong and write the correct answer. 8 over 27. Okay? All right, so that's expressions. Now let's do, let's see, was it order of operations next? Yeah, these, right? 5 plus 3 times 2 to the 3rd. Order of operations is so important. My order of operations says I do exponents first. So 2 to the 3rd power is 8. All right, so I would say 5 plus 3 times 8. Okay, well, what is 3 times 8? 24 plus 5 is 29. Okay, now absolute value. Okay, 2 times 2 plus 9. Okay, well, what is 2 plus 9? 11. And what's 2 times 11? 22. Okay. All right, so it's going to be 22. Let me just box it in down here. 22. All right, let's come up to the top right. Okay. Did you catch that -3 is not in its own individual parentheses? It's inside parentheses, yes, but it's not inside its own parentheses. So negative 3 squared is what? Negative 9 minus 2. What is negative 9 minus 2? Negative 11. Same sign, add and keep. It's like you spend $9 and then you spend $2 more. You spent $11, negative 11. Negative 2 times negative 11 is positive 22. Positive 22. Showing your steps is important, guys. I'm not going to count off for it on a quiz or a test, but sometimes it's the difference between a right or a wrong answer. What would you do first inside the parentheses on the last one? Exponent. What is negative 2 squared? See it again. What's negative 2 squared? Negative 4. Because the negative 2 is not in its own parentheses. Do you see that? So it's negative 4. 6 minus 10 minus 4. What's 6 minus 10?
4.
Negative 4. And negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Divided by 2 is negative 4. Okay, step by step, guys. All right, so those are your order of operations problems. You do have a section like this on your test tomorrow. Okay, next section. All right, so we had order of operations, and then we had, was it simplify the expression?
Yes.
Write your answer as a power. Okay, so if you're multiplying exponents with the same base, do you add or subtract the exponents? You add when you multiply, you subtract when you divide. Okay, so 10 plus 4 is 8 to the 14th. All right, who got that one right? 8 to the 14th. Okay, so those are kind of, we won't call them freebies, but we're going to call them freebies, okay? So those are the ones that you really can't miss, because we'll get to some more difficult ones that would challenge you, okay? Now, 2.4 to the fourth power. Anybody get that answer? Faith?
Is it 3.4 to the 16?
It is, because a power to a power, we multiply 2.4 to the 16th. Did you multiply? Did you guys multiply? All right, you've got to see the difference. I'm not multiplying two exponents with the same base. I'm literally raising an exponent to another exponent. That's when I multiply. So did you multiply the next one down? 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 4, now that I'm dividing, is 2, 10 to the second. And I threw in one with a negative base. The only thing that matters is that the base is the same. So negative 3 is the base in top and bottom, so it's negative 3 to the 7th power. Okay? So we don't have to worry, oh, it's a negative base, how do I evaluate? That's not what we're doing here. The directions specifically say write your answer as a power. All right, next section. That's a big section on your test tomorrow, guys. Really big section. Next section is going to be simplify. Okay, so we got 3 slides left. When we're simplifying now, the power on the outside means I have to raise each term inside to that exponent. Did you say x to the 8th, y to the 8th? Did you guys say that? Okay, let's go down now. What do I need to do before I can simplify that fraction, Jakari? Yep, that's exactly right. To make 6, and then 13 minus 6 is 7. Top right, okay? This is probably the most common mistake I saw on your quiz yesterday. I saw 7 squared x squared y squared. Answer. What is wrong with this? What's wrong with this? You didn't evaluate the number part. Actually, a lot of you guys responded to that. That's good. That's awesome. So if you just made that mistake on your quiz, now you know how to fix it. All right, when you get your quiz back in just a minute. It should be 49 x squared y squared. Okay? All right, 8 plus 6, I have to combine My numerators to make 14 minus 8 is z to the 6th power. Z to the 6th, that's not a 2. That's a z. Okay, z to the 6th power. Any questions? Anything, guys? All right, 2 more slides. The next one, here's where you're going to find your, I would say the most complicated problems that you'll see, where we have terms in a fraction that need to be simplified, and then another fraction that needs to be simplified, and then we have to multiply them together. All right, so what would I do first? Can someone raise your hand and tell me, what do I do first? What's my step 1? Ashlyn, what did you do first on that problem?
I added the 6 and the 2.
Very good. 6 plus 2 is 8 over 3 squared times 3 to the 5th over 3. And now what can I do? Caleb, what can I do next? What can I do next? I can simplify the fraction, right? When I simplify my first fraction, what's it going to be? What's it going to be when I simplify the first one, Faith?
You get 3 to the 6th power.
Yep, 3 to the 6th power. Times 3 to the 5th power, because 5 minus 0 is 5.
6.
To the 4th power, because 5 minus, you got to subtract. You had it right when you had the 1, you just forgot that you're supposed to subtract. 5 minus 1 is 4. 3 to the 10th power. Who got that right? 3 to the 10th power. Anybody get that right? Okay. Now, this last one, we just need to simplify each fraction. 5 minus 4 is... No. You don't have to solve it. You're just writing your answer as power. Okay, on the next one, when you do the first fraction, 5 minus 4, 1. 13 minus 8. Yeah, 5. You're saying the answer. That's okay. All right, so is my answer x to the 5th or x to the 6th? To the 6th, because that understood 1. Okay. Who got that one right? X to the 6th. Okay, a few more people. Ashley, we paying attention? Grading? Did you get those right? Okay, so you just marked them wrong. Minus 5. Okay. All right, last slide now. Okay, now this is your Chapter 7 review. You're going to have 5 questions from your Chapter 7 basically test. All right, so just review questions because we're going to keep those fresh in our memory. The output is 3 more than the input. How can I write that as a function? How can I write that, Jeremiah? Perfect. Y equals x plus 3. Now, if I need to interpret the slope, I could say as the weight increases by how much? 3 pounds. For each interval, it's increasing by 3 pounds. The age is increasing by 2 weeks. I like to kind of put that more into a sentence and say 3 pounds of weight gain every 2 weeks. Okay? Just something along those lines, saying that for every 2 weeks that passes, the weight would increase by 3 pounds. That's describing the slope. You're describing the rate of change. I almost said weight of change, because weight, anyway, sorry. That just took me a second. You're describing the rate of change, okay? So how are your x and your y changing between each other, okay? Any questions on slope? Is the y-intercept in the table? Is it in the table? No, it is not. There is no 0 for weeks. But I know that if it's increasing by 3 pounds every 2 weeks, what's it going to do if you backtrack it every 2 weeks? You're going to decrease by how much? 3 pounds. Okay? So if you were to extend this table, okay, and you were to go 4, 2, and 0 for the age. If you were to go 4, 2, and 0, again, basically I'm just extending the table down till I can get to an x value of 0. What's happening to your weight for each one of those intervals? It's decreasing by how much? According to the intervals. 3 pounds. Okay? So at 4 weeks, it's 9 pounds. At 2 weeks, it's 6 pounds. So at 0 weeks, how much does it weigh? 3 pounds. And so I would put that into a sentence. All right. At 0 weeks of age, the weight is 3 pounds. And that's how I would write it. So it's 2 points for the slope, 2 points for the y-intercept. 0 weeks old, the weight is 3 pounds. You could have used point slope form as well, but it has been a long time since we've done that. So the easiest way to find that would be to count down. On your test tomorrow, the 0 value will be in the table, so you won't have to do that. All right, if you understand that, you should be ready for your test tomorrow.